Guys, we have some new spy images right here of a new F-150 prototype, and in this video I want to show you all these images and actually talk about what this might be, because people are saying that Ford is testing, as you can see right here, autonomous F-150 trucks. Here's one of the images we have, but more importantly, not just autonomous, but also autonomous with towing a trailer. So let's go through some of these images. As you can see here, they have a new 2021 looking prototype. They have a Ford Escape with a lot of sensors. This may be an Escape that they're working on with Argo AI autonomous driving company. And then there's an older prototype in the back. So let's take a closer look at what we're seeing here. And actually, Ford has been working on driver assistance technologies for a very long time. It was about 2 or 3 years ago that they put adaptive cruise control system in their F-150s. This was in the 13th generation of their truck. And then, of course, GMC recently announced their intentions to put autonomous Super Cruise system on their upcoming 2022 or 2023 GMC Sierra. That's coming in about 1.5 years or so from now with towing. So GMC specifically said, we're going to have Super Cruise capability on the pickup truck, and it will also allow for towing a trailer while in that mode. Of course, Tesla has been talking about autonomous technologies, and they have a lot of autonomous technologies in their current cars, and they're talking about it for the Cybertruck. Everybody's kind of moving in this direction. I know a lot of you don't like hearing about this autonomous driving in trucks because it makes the truck more complicated, more expensive. But this is kind of where the trend is taking us. And it's going to take probably another couple of years at least before we see something like this truly with trailering in production. But on this prototype, you can see some of the wires and some camouflage and maybe additional sensors, like something going on the roof of this truck and on the side as well. So what can this be? Well, if you're talking about level 3 or level 4 autonomy, and we're kind of in level 3 area right now, where most manufacturers are trying to kind of achieve this. This is basically geofenced, pre-mapped areas. So this is like level 3 or 4 of autonomy. Geofenced highways, basically meaning pre-mapped. So the truck knows where it's at using GPS. It can combine cameras, radar, and laser radar, like LiDAR, together to get a full picture of what it's doing and where it is. And then, of course, drive with the driver kind of still present near the steering wheel, but not actually operating the steering wheel or the gas and the brake pedals. So this is what we're talking about. This is not zero steering wheel, zero pedal technology. This is still a technology where it can drive sometimes autonomously and sometimes the driver needs to take over. So, but trailering makes it more complex. So let's keep going. So the reason, well, and you can see this is a better area to see some of the padding on the side of this truck and also on the roof once again. So it does have more sensors. You can see the number of cables and the number of data that they probably have to, there may be a radar hidden here, to transfer from the radar system to the camera system to the LiDAR system and on and on and on. This small trailer behind here, you can see this could be two things. And by the way, Ford has announced already for 2021, next year in 2021 calendar year, that their latest trucks will be Copilot 360 or Copilot 2 system capable, which means they will be able to drive on the highway by themselves in certain pre-mapped areas, but they said without a trailer. So this may be a next generation of that system or an update to that system. Or something else that they might be working on is actually the trailer may be there also to carry a lot of the equipment, all the computers and sensors that they have the need to actually bring with them. Here you can see there are some wires actually going into the window. Maybe there's some more computers stored in the back seat of this truck and test equipment, etc., etc. But of course, as technology improves, it gets smaller, it gets more capable. And of course, as soon as people start to adopt it, eventually it'll become more affordable. Here you can see a bigger trailer with a bigger surface area. So why does trailering affect autonomy? Well, if you've ever towed any size of a trailer, you know that sometimes you can get trailer sway. Obviously, it's harder to make turns, right? When you have a really large, maybe long trailer. So all those things have to come into account. But Ford and other manufacturers have been making small steps toward this direction, right? Most of these trucks already have trailer sway control built in, which uses kind of the ABS system and the traction control systems together to kind of control sway. They have trailer backup assistance features like Trailer Pro Backup Assist on the Ford, and other manufacturers have similar systems now, which allows you to sort of, in a more automated way, to back up a trailer because the truck kind of knows the angle the trailer is to it, and it can actually operate in that mode. Here are a few other images with this larger trailer. Another thing to note, this truck has a solid rear axle. I'll show you another piece of news that Ford announced, or actually showed a video of their electric prototype F-150 with independent rear suspension. I'll show that to you in a second. But here's just a few more images. Here's an older prototype, once again with a lot more sensors on the roof, as you can see, and a really, really tiny, tiny trailer. Actually, let me get a couple more images for you. Yeah, these looks like kind of compact LiDAR lasers, and sometimes they're circular, which means the laser is actually spinning around and getting a 360-degree view. Sometimes they don't spin, sometimes they kind of have kind of a narrow band in which they're looking. So it depends, just, various technologies can be combined together. And this trailer looks like there's a wire going to it, and it looks like it's maybe carrying some extra equipment as well. Let me get a closer look. There it is. It may be carrying some extra equipment. You can see there's also a plate potentially to mount outriggers on, maybe to measure sway or some other sort of data gathering. So this trailer, by the way, see how short this trailer length is? It's very difficult to back up, or actually, to back up a trailer like this, because it has a tendency to kind of swivel really, in a fast way. So once again, a lot more cables you can see going from the roof. So there's definitely something going on with additional sensors, autonomy, and potentially including towing, because competition is going there. This is obviously near Dearborn, in Dearborn, Michigan, near their Ford facility on public roads right here, some of these shots. So obviously there's, they're working on it. So let me quickly switch gears and show you this. So Ford recently published a very quick video. It was about 30 seconds, maybe even less, of their next generation all-electric F-150 prototype. It's right here. And then they showed this image. If you can zoom out just a hair, what this appears to be is a rear end on that electric Ford prototype, and you can see there is kind of a differential in the middle and then A-arms going on both sides and independent suspension basically with a subframe and shocks on the side. So is the electric truck, the upcoming F-150 electric truck, going to have independent rear suspension? Well, we don't know for sure because Ford hasn't said that for sure. They did show this image, and in this video there's also a Mach-E, the Mustang Mach-E SUV being tested in the snow, and I'm fairly certain this is not a Mach-E under the rear end because it's massive, and Mach-E usually has these aerodynamic kind of skid plates underneath to protect the underbody of the car, and the truck of course has a little bit more going on. So they're saying the electric F-150 is coming mid-2022, so about a year and a half away from now. And autonomous driving with trailering, well, Ford hasn't really said exactly when that's coming, but their autonomous technologies are coming next year without trailering. So there you have it, all the data we have so far about the latest F-150. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you for this, against this, or do you think that we still have to wait several years to actually see this in production? Thank you, and go back to tfltruck.com and tfloffroad.com for all the latest news, views, and independent and honest reviews.